Hi everyone, I wanted to come outside and record a quick video to update all of our friends on how Jaymon is doing and how his cancer is progressing and how he's coming along. So basically, Jaymon had 3 back-to-back hospitalizations, starting with an infection and then pneumonia, and then he also had 3 different blood infections from his port that they had to remove his port and eventually put in another one. This was in between the end of his year-long round of the 4 phases of the first chemotherapy he did, and then the maintenance phase was supposed to start. So in between that time frame, he had these hospitalizations with these infections and sicknesses and other things. So number one, when they did the bone marrow biopsy to determine whether or not the first round of chemo actually worked, they determined that it really had not helped the leukemia. There were actually more cancer cells in his blood than there at the end of that treatment than there were to begin with. And so the maintenance phase, he would have already been going into the maintenance phase kind of behind the 8 ball there. He did start the maintenance phase a couple of weeks ago, but during the time frame of when he had the end of the first year of chemo, and then when the maintenance was supposed to start, because of those infections and hospitalizations, it delayed the maintenance phase chemo starting, and then the leukemia even had a chance to come back even more. And so he has started the chemo. The chemo is making him sick. The cancer is making him sick. So behaviorally, it's been quite challenging. The issue at this point is that he's not really able to hold platelets. The chemotherapy and leukemia both are knocking his platelet count down. So his normal is between 3 and 6. For you and I, that would almost, we'd be on death's doorstep. But this is his new normal, and the concern with this is that he could bleed out with bruising or injuries. So he's at the hospital 1 day a week for the chemotherapy, 3 days a week for blood work, platelets, and blood transfusions. He's had platelets given to him every day or every other day for the last 3 weeks. He had another bone marrow biopsy done last week that we should be getting the results for tomorrow to find out whether or not he may be able to begin making platelets himself, or if this maintenance phase of chemotherapy is even working. And so we'll get that. And the concern on the platelets is if you imagine a glass of water and there's holes in the bottom and you just keep trying to fill that, and it'll just never get replenished. And so that's the concern, is did he build up a resistance to the platelets? 6 weeks ago, the doctor said best case scenario, he would be about 7 months. So that was 6 weeks ago. He got him to his 26th birthday last week. And then on the other side of this, with behavioral issues with the steroids, again, they've adjusted the type of chemo he's getting. They adjusted the steroids. They adjusted the inpatient, outpatient, everything, because of the behavioral issues that he has. And so that, it doesn't send him off the deep end as far as the medicines that they're giving him. He's already not feeling good and battling cancer and actually losing that battle right now. So we have had to call the police and the paramedics. We've kind of come full circle back to that again. Even though his behavior's improved for a while, we're back to that again because, number one, we need to make sure he stays safe and we stay safe, and number two, if normal platelet count is 150 for you or I, for him it's 3. So any type of bruising, any type of traumatic injury can cause a lot of internal bleeding, so that has to be kept in check. So he is trying to go to school. He's made it to school about 2 days max, usually about a day and a half between all of these trips to the hospital and back, and the treatments, about per week. So a day and a half, 2 days per week. But that's the one thing that he is really excited to go do. So just keep us in your prayers, and thanks for everything. We will keep everybody updated. Love you guys. Bye.